Have you ever wondered why you parent the way you do? You might think it's just about what feels right in the moment, but a lot of it comes from how you were raised. In our countries where family values and traditions are strong, our upbringing deeply shapes how we interact with our children today. But sometimes the way we were raised doesn't quite fit the needs of our children in today's world. As parents, it's important to reflect on how our upbringing affects our parenting and how we can balance traditional values with modern understanding to raise emotionally healthy, confident kids. Studies in India and Nepal have shown that parenting styles are passed down unconsciously. Today, we will explore how to recognize and shape these patterns for our children's needs in this fast changing world. The impact of parenting styles on our own parenting. The way your parents raised you has a big impact on how you raise your children. According to research from the Indian Journal of Family Studies, parents often repeat the parenting styles they experienced as children. For example, if you grew up in a strict household, you might find yourself being strict with your own kids. If your parents were more relaxed, you might adopt that approach too. But here is the challenge. Times have changed. In the past, parenting in our countries focused heavily on discipline, obedience, and respect for elders. These values are still important, but today's world demands different skills from our children. We are living in the what's called the age of cognitive revolution, a time when problem solving, creativity, and emotional intelligence are just as important as hard work and respect. So ask yourself, am I parenting based on how I was raised, or am I adapting to what my children need today? Cultural and societal expectations. The role of family pressure. Family expectations and cultural values play a big role in how we parent. Many of us grew up in households where success was measured by academic achievement, hard work, and respect for elders. These are deeply rooted values in collective cultures like ours, where family reputation and community standing are very much important. But today, these cultural pressures can lead to stress for both parents and children. Researchers have found that the focus only on academic success often leads to mental health issues like anxiety and depression in children. As parents, it's important to balance these traditional expectations with the emotional needs of our children. In the past, grandparents and extended family helped raise children. But with more nuclear families and busier lives, this support system is weakening. We need to create balance by keeping the values we cherish while helping our kids to thrive in a modern world. Why we parent like our parents? One of the reasons we parent the way we do is because we didn't repeat patterns from our own childhood. This happens unconsciously. When we are in stressful situations, we often react the way our parents did with us. Another research in India has shown that many parenting behaviors are passed down through generations without parents realizing it. For example, if your parents used strict discipline without much explanation, you might find yourself doing the same when your child misbehaves. Or if emotions weren't discussed in your family, you might find it difficult to talk about feelings with your children. These patterns can feel automatic because they are deeply ingrained. But the good news is, once you recognize these patterns, you can change them. Reflecting on how your upbringing shaped you helps you make conscious decisions about how you want to parent. You can take the good from your past and leave behind what doesn't serve your children today. The emotional legacy of your upbringing. Your emotional experiences as a child have a huge impact on how you handle your child's emotion. Psychological studies from Nepal have shown that parents who didn't receive emotional support as children often struggle to provide it to their own kids. If you grew up in a home where emotions were ignored or suppressed, you might find it hard to connect emotionally with your child. But today, we know that emotional health is just as important as academic success. Children need to feel safe expressing their feelings and know that their emotions are valid. Reflect on your childhood where emotions talked about openly. Did you feel supported when you were upset? If not, now it's time to start changing that for your own children. You can create a home where feelings are discussed, not dismissed, and where your child feels emotionally secure. Discipline and boundaries. Carrying forward or breaking cycles. Disciplining is an important part of parenting, but how you are disciplined as a child affects how you handle it with your own kids. In many Indian and Nepali households, strict discipline was the norm. Parents believed that harsh rules ensured respect and good behavior. But research today tells us that discipline without explanation can lead to fear and emotional distance. According to Kumar's study in 2020, according to one Indian study on parenting practices, children respond better when they understand the reasons behind rules and are treated with respect. This doesn't mean you have to be permissive. Boundaries are important, but involving your children in the conversation helps them learn respect and responsibility in a healthier way. Explaining the why behind rules teaches children to think critically and develop independence while maintaining the values of respect and discipline. Parenting under stress. How childhood coping mechanisms resurface when we are stressed, whether because of work, family pressure, or finances. We tend to fall back on how we saw our parents handle stress. In our countries, many of us grew up seeing our parents handle stress by staying silent, getting angry, or avoiding emotional conversations. But today, we know that children need to see their parents managing stress in healthy ways. Studies from Nepal have shown that when parents react to stress with anger or withdrawal, children learn to do same. The next time you feel stressed, try practicing mindfulness, take a pause and take a slow breath and calm your emotions before responding to your child. Pause, take a breath, and calm your emotions before responding to your child. By modeling healthy stress responses, you teach your children that it's okay to feel overwhelmed and how to handle it without losing control. Have you ever heard of the term inner child? It refers to the part of us that carries feelings and experiences from our own childhood. If you had difficult or unresolved issues growing up, those feelings can affect how you parent today. Healing your inner child means addressing those unresolved emotions so you don't carry them into your parenting. According to a study published in the Indian Journal of Psychology, parents who work on healing their past are better able to parent from a place of love and understanding rather than repeating harmful cycles. By healing your own emotional wound, you create a space for healthy connections with your children. Reflection. Key question to ask yourself about your parenting. Self-reflection is one of the most powerful tools you can use as a parenting. Taking time to pause and ask yourself some important questions can help you understand why you react the way you do and how your upbringing influences your parenting. Here are some key questions to ask yourself. How did my parents discipline me? And am I using the same approach with my own children? How did my family handle emotions? Were they open to discussing feelings or were emotions ignored? Am I encouraging my child growth in areas that today's world values like creativity, problem solving, and emotional intelligence? What aspects of my upbringing do I want to carry forward and what do I want to change? A study in Nepal shows that parents who take time to reflect on their upbringing tend to create healthier family environments. Breaking free from unhealthy generational patterns is one of the biggest challenges parents face. Many of us grew up with strict rules where questioning authority wasn't allowed, while discipline is important. Today, children need more than just rules, they need guidance and understanding. In one of the Indian studies published on Indian parenting practices, it was found that children respond better to positive reinforcement and respectful communication than to strict discipline alone. To break the cycle, explain the why behind your rules, encourage open communication, and model emotional regulation when frustrated. These changes help children understand the importance of boundaries and discipline without feeling disconnected or afraid. The role of self compassion in parenting. One of the most important lessons you can learn as a parent is to practice self compassion. Parenting is hard and it's easy to be critical of yourself when things go perfectly. Many of us were raised in environments where mistakes were met with harsh criticism, and we carry that expectation of perfection into our own parenting. One Indian study on self compassion highlights that parents who are kind to themselves when they make mistakes are more resilient and better able to connect with their children. When you practice self compassion, you show your children that it's okay to be imperfect and that learning from mistakes is part of life. Make sure to set aside time for self care. When you take care of your own emotional needs, you will be better equipped to handle the ups and downs of parenting. Mindful parenting. Being present with your children. One of the most powerful tools in modern parenting is mindfulness. Being fully present with your children without distractions. When you practice mindful parenting, you create an environment where your child feels seen, heard, and valued. Taking even just 10 minutes each day to be fully present with your child can make a big difference in the emotional development. According to research on mindfulness, parents who practice mindfulness are better able to regulate their emotions and respond calmly to their children rather than reacting out of stress. Being present isn't about being perfect, it's about being mindful. This simple act of presence can strengthen your bond and help your child feel secure. Building a parenting style aligned with your values. As parents, you have the opportunity to build a parenting style that reflects your own values, not just the way you were raised. In India and Nepal, in our country, traditional values like respect for elders, family bonds, and hard work are deeply ingrained. These values are important and should be passed on, but they don't have to come at the cost of emotional well being. You can teach your children to be responsible, respectful, and hardworking while also fostering their emotional intelligence and creativity. This balance is key in today's world, where success is no longer just about academic achievement. It's about adaptability and emotional strength. Take time to reflect on what values matter most to you. What do you want your children to learn from you? What kind of relationship do you want to build with them? Healing through parenting. How your children help you grow. Parenting isn't just about raising children, it's also a journey of personal growth. Your children become your greatest teachers, helping you reflect on your past, challenging you to grow, and giving you the opportunity to heal. One Indian research study published on parenting and personal growth found that many parents experience deep personal transformation as they navigate the challenges of raising children. Each moment of parenting gives you the chance to revisit your own childhood experiences and make different choices. By being open to learning from your children, you are not only helping them grow, but you are also allowing yourself to heal and evolve as a parent. Embracing growth as a parent and breaking cycles. Parenting is a journey, one that reflects your past but also shapes your family's future. By becoming aware of how your upbringing affects your parenting today, you are taking a powerful step towards breaking unhealthy cycles and building a nurturing, supportive environment for your children. You have the opportunity to blend the wisdom of traditional values with the needs of today's world. Your children are growing up in a time of rapid change where creativity, emotional intelligence, and problem solving skills are more important than ever. By balancing discipline with love, expectations with emotional support, and traditions with modern understanding, you can give your children the tool they need to thrive. Remember, this journey isn't just about your kids, it's about you too. Be kind to yourself as you grow and change. Take time for your own self care, reflect on your values, and keep learning as you go. Parenting is one of the most rewarding challenges in life, and with reflection and intention, you can build a family that thrives both emotionally and culturally. Thank you so much for watching today's video. See you in the next video.